Welcome back.
Oh, let's cut.
It's already on. This shit's cut.
You.
Yeah, you're just a little slow.
Dude, I am.
Getting a little sloppy with this late night episode.
I'm a little sloppy.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm like full, like wide awake.
I'm like jacked up. I'm really
and
energized.
have like, and we got decaf coffee too.
Do you know, before I got here, I ran a peace meditation. Awesome. Yeah. I literally have people come in and we're fucking holding hands like strangers.
I feel like we should live stream this.
I will do that.
I thought of it the other day and I was like, and I text you on it through Signal.
Yep.
Because the government's listening
all the time. All the fucking time.
They don't care about what we're saying.
No.
Evolution teachings, please listen.
They're like, actually, we got to kill these two fucking guys. They're a problem.
They're a problem. The negative entities. Yeah. Are but no, and I was thinking about it and I was like, how awesome would that be for other people around the world to do, because we have listeners everywhere, which is crazy. And I want to give a shout out to, we've been having a ton of listeners from Ukraine.
Oh, good. Thank you, everybody.
So yeah. I think it's awesome. And what I was thinking about is maybe in a time of war, there's so much darkness or negative.
Oh, well, you know what I'll do?
Catalyst.
I will live stream through higher density living. My meditations.
We just got to figure out the password. We shouldn't have said that on air.
No joke, guys. We got to figure out our password.
Yeah. Well, we have somebody that does it. They know it.
Yeah, we just don't know it.
Yeah, somebody that does their social media. So let's get into the cons of what ChatGPT said about believing in the law of one raw teaching.
What the fuck does GPT stand for?
I don't know. General purpose teaching? No, I don't know. Training? We'd have to look that up.
I never even thought about it.
I never did. There's GPT-3 and there's 3.5 and now there's 4. So I'm pretty sure as quick as they're going, and it's there's a huge difference between 3.5 and 4. So the learning, it's doing better than we are for learning.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's absorbing more info.
Yeah, I watched a whole guy the other day talk about quantum computing, and that's where AI gets scary.
Mm-hmm.
And that atoms, when you're having the computer's only this big.
Yeah,
but the cooling system is huge. It's like a chandelier.
Yeah, we got them here in New Mexico.
It's so crazy. But once you get AI on a quantum computer, we're done. We're having gods.
It's over. The processing time gets like cut down dramatically.
Yeah, and then this is just repeating what and learning what we're saying through machine. That will actually be able to think.
Yeah,
a quantum computer can
like us
actually think like us. Yeah, so then we'll have issues there.
I can perceive the future and decide a choice I want to make right now.
But they said that's 5 to 10 years.
So that means it's already out.
Yeah, probably the government already has it. Yeah, here
it means it's already out.
Whew. That's interesting. I always try to talk to the Department of Energy peeps.
I talk to them all the time.
And the Sandia Labs here.
I got so much shit I could share right now. Like, I have so many things I could share.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't, because then they'd stop talking to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to share.
So, cons of believing in the law of one raw teachings. So, here's number 1. Lack of empirical evidence.
Great. 100% true. Let me, you don't have to fucking say anything. Let me just talk about this.
Let's do this.
There's a great quote that the Social Memory Complex says. We offer you truth without proof. What does that mean? We're not going to give you details or like look to this photograph or whatever it is. We're going to tell you what we know. We're going to offer it to you, a truth that we know, and you can use it to figure out what your own proof is.
Yes.
Because you're going to decide those examples.
I like
They're highly respective of the free will. So they're not going to say, oh, this is the best proof for you.
Yes.
So they only offer the truth. You take it as much as you want, and then you can apply it and create your own proofs with it. You and I create proofs all day long.
Yes, we do.
That's what we do here in higher density living. We take real examples of how these things apply to everyday life, and we teach it. We teach the proofs. But yeah, of course, I don't even think it's a con. I actually see it as a benefit. And this is the problem with the ChatGPT. It doesn't understand that context.
Yeah, it's saying lack of empirical evidence. There's no empirical or scientific evidence to support the claims made in the raw material.
What claims? It's not claiming anything.
Yeah, it doesn't claim anything. Yeah,
ask the raw group. They said we claim nothing.
It's just looking at probably the statements that it's making on pyramids and aliens and Bigfoot and all the stuff.
Yeah.
All the silly stuff they ask. which that part of the teaching is
it's brief.
Yeah.
It was the first book. It was real quick.
Yeah. Belief in these teachings requires faith and acceptance of concepts that are unprovable by conventional scientific methods.
That's actually not true. There's many things that they talk about which are totally provable right now. We got algorithms for it. We use at Tartle to just show how this cause and effect works. What are you talking about? It's all right here. Free will works every day.
Well, I think you could go step outside.
Yeah. Are you listening to this show right now? Are we forcing you to do it? Are we like slamming headphones onto your head? Are we pressing play for you? No, you're making the choice under your own free will.
The atoms are flowing through from the vibrations.
You feel the vibration? Oh, there's vibrations.
Yes.
Well, I talked about vibrations, right?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, it's a materialization of the physical. Interesting.
Well, I mean, like you said, you could go look at a flower, a tree, a blade of grass, a mushroom, a snail.
It's all the same.
And you'll get the teachings.
It's all there.
It's all there. Yeah. It's just understanding it more and more.
Just observe.
And that's what Raw says, the complex. It says, they say, go get the fuck outside and look at nature.
Yeah, go look right at it.
Look at creation.
And then realize you're looking at yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, I don't need much. That
So,
seems like a lot of empirical evidence to me. I
like that it said conventional scientific methods.
Fuck conventional scientific methods.
I know, exactly.
I'm telling you right now.
Conventional scientific methods. Well, I was watching a mathematician the other night, and he's like, basically, Einstein was a crock of. He's like really
didn't even finish the sentence.
Yeah. He's like basically what we've done now and what we've proved is, most of what Einstein went off on wasn't, even close to where we're at now with mathematics.
Mathematics
and his formulas were off and all kinds of stuff. And I don't know if that's true or not because I'm not a mathematician, but
yeah.
But
I'm taking the guy's word for it.
That back then was Richard Feynman and all them physicists.
Sure.
That was conventional scientific.
Feynman, Bohr,
yes,
all those people. Okay,
next.
Yeah.
Potential for misinterpretation.
That's a definite. If you do not take the time to read clearly and really understand every word that's used, look up the definitions, there is 100% chance of misinterpretation.
Yes.
How many times have you reread stuff?
Oh my goodness. And I reread it all the time and I still
I'm like, fuck, how did I miss that?
I'm online all the time and I'll read over something and I'm like, I got to go back.
Yeah.
And I just glazed over that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like reading the next section and I'm like, oh, I need to go back because that's bouncing off of that to bouncing off of that. And I heard a thing a long time and it was really cool. If you read a half a page or a page and you don't remember what you read, there's a rule to that. It's that your brain shuts off when it didn't understand a word. So it'll like, if you didn't understand the meaning of a word, then your brain will shut off and so if you find yourself like, oh, I just skimmed through a whole page,
it's not going to associate to the rest of the subject.
Yes, exactly. So you got to go back, find the word.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. And then look the word up.
Well, what I do is I have, every time I'm reading, I'll circle the word if I don't know it, draw a line out, open up my etymology dictionary next to me, type it in.
That's heavy duty.
I learn the word, learn where it came from, learn the context and how it's developed over time through the ages. Then I write the definition down.
That's so cool. You do way more than I do. I just look it up.
Oh, I think words are amazing to see how cultures developed.
Yes. 100%.
And I can see the lines. Oh, it came from the French. It came from the German. This is how it mixed together. It's like, oh, this is really neat.
Well, you were telling me that with your meditation the other day. You were going over the etymology of each of the words.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you guys were.
Yeah, no, that's correct because many people don't realize that there was a very old language on this planet called Lyran. And Lyran then spread out to Celtic, and then Celtic, went over to German and English. And then the other line that came off of Lyran went down to Minoan, and Minoan was pre-Greek. And then
that's so cool.
And Sumerian, and then pre-Greek went over to Hebrew, but they all stem from one specific spot. So you have to see how these things grow over time, and the words, and they develop, and the meanings change. So it's really important to understand that.
Yeah, and I think what this con is actually once again, I think it's just revealing something that you said. Listen to this: potential for misinterpretation. The language and concepts used in the raw material can be complex and difficult to understand, leading to potential misinterpretation or confusion.
That's because it's so clear, it's so precise, it layers on itself. So if you don't understand what happened 3 paragraphs ago, you are not going to understand right now. You have to know it.
Right.
You have to know it so well, so succinctly. You have to really understand what is being said.
And also when you're with like Quo is fourth density.
Yeah, it's Confederation Group.
Yeah, Confederation Group. And they get a lot of different channelings. Even now they're channeling from the Confederation Group.
Yep.
And those are really easy to understand. They're almost like it's like words of wisdom that are kind of profound, and you could tell they're like a step ahead.
Yeah.
But Rawls material is fifth density.
It's the most unbelievable grasp.
Yeah, it's heavy duty.
I read some words and I'm like, whoa.
Yes.
I'm literally like, whoa. I like English is dog shit as a language anyway, but I'm just like, that's amazing. And it's funny. Speaking of how they're channeling Quo right now, I had went through and I remember reading the original material for a channeler's handbook written by Carla Rucker.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that one.
So I read it. Amazing how they even got to the point of channeling. And it requires 3 or more people. You can't have anything less than that. Because apparently the frequency and the vibrations, they feed off of that. And like the groups would sit there for hours. And they said they get immense pain because their muscles get reworked. Because I guess like the impulses from the channel come in. And think about this sensation. When you're thinking about what you want to say, your muscles become primed. Your vocal cords become primed. But imagine if something's getting primed outside of your normal thought pattern.
Yes.
It's almost like your body is stressing against you. And that's what they were going through these processes. And then they learned to work with it. They would get out of the way and then let it flow.
It's interesting because Jesus said in the scriptures, in the New Testament, he said, where 3 or more are gathered together, God is in the midst.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he said that. He's like, when 3 or more are gathered together, God is in the midst.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Why were you like a parrot?
It's fourth density.
Do we need another person here?
He's like Quo.
Yeah, we need
like
no, but I'm saying on the podcast, it's just the 2 of us.
Yeah, it's just the 2 of us. No, we got
building
like complexes all around. And we got our community.
Oh, we got a community. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, $11.11.
Yeah, we're good.
Sign up.
We're good.
We'll be having that higherdensityliving.com. We're a 501c3.
We got a brand new website coming out.
We got some merch.
Oh, we got merch. If you guys want to buy merch, it supports the nonprofit. It's not there to make us rich. And the stuff's cool. It's really badass. You put a lot of hard work into it.
Yes. Yeah. It's a lot of cool alien shit.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to make it fun and
I love it.
And just some cool merch. And we'd appreciate you representing. If you go to higherdensityliving.com, we're working on it right now. Probably by the time this episode's up, there'll be the link because the Shopify store's built and all that.
Yeah.
I just had to get some samples because I want to make sure that.
Did they come in yet?
I think they should be here in a few days.
Cool.
So
are you going to share one with me? Can I look at that?
Oh yeah, we're going to split them up.
Oh, cool. Split them up.
We'll just every time we get a little bit of dough, we'll just buy some.
Love it.
Shirts. And we'll just be rocking higher density living all the time.
All the time. We're never going to stop wearing it.
So next, exclusion of other beliefs. Embracing the raw material could lead to the exclusion of other spiritual or religious beliefs. Some might find these teachings conflict with their existing faith or belief system.
I think that's a benefit. To me, that seems like a positive.
Yes.
If it is a butting up against what you have thought were your foundations, these beliefs, and it's forcing you to challenge your own beliefs, that's not a con. That's a fucking positive. I think the ChatGPT system is just worried about how people are going to feel. That is like, that is what you want to be reading.
Yes.
There was this whole thing in business school they used to say,
you got to get the Wall Street Journal and you got to get the New York Times.
Right.
Because when you read both sides. And then you can be down the middle.
That's what they used to say. That's how they would talk too. It's ridiculous. Like, how are you still breathing? You know what I mean? You're like a cockroach.
I don't even know how those papers are still in existence.
I don't know.
Barron's is still around.
Yeah, that's what he felt like.
You know, big cigar, and I got the penguin suit, and I just lost this much on gold, but it's okay because my horse just got bought by an Arab. You know what I mean? And he's using it to breed.
Like that's literally how that's them, dude.
That's so hilarious. Yeah.
East Coast.
Yeah, it's just old school East Coast.
It's so old school.
I love the. I love the.
Woodhouse got my Rolls Royce, but he ran it up on a curb.
I'm sorry, I'm done.
No, I love it. No, it's awesome. What I like is what I've always embraced, and you were around it all the time, is the Irish.
All the time.
Dude, they're just so funny to me.
They're an absolute blast.
Like when I was in Rome and then we were in Barcelona, we went to Irish pubs that were actually Irish owned, and the people were in there were Irish. And they're just so fun loving.
No,
I mean, they can flip, the switch can flip and they can knock you the fuck out. But
yeah, you got to stay on the good side.
Yeah. But they're just so open.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it is in Boston, but.
No, listen, if you go to certain places in the South and you're at the bar, you're drinking, you're in with them.
Yeah.
We're having a good time. You know what I mean? It's totally. I actually just felt my accent come out for a second. I got to relax.
You're in for a good time.
Yeah. No, I didn't realize how much was coming out. Bury it.
But I mean, it's like, I know there's like this rough and tumble and all that stuff, but it seems like.
That's just the culture.
Yeah. And that's just the way, I mean, when you're coming over here from, I watched a graph of the potato famine. We won't get too crazy, but I mean, literally the population in Ireland just went, whoa. I mean, just it was, that famine was bad. Like, more than people that realize. So people were starving to death coming to the United States, and then they were treated really badly.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like if you were Asian, Irish, black, anything outside, Italian, even Italian, if you were an immigrant, you were treated badly.
Right. You get over, what's that island?
Ellis Island.
You go over to Ellis Island. He's like, "What's your name?" Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to call you this.
Yeah.
Like, what? What are you talking about?
Change people's names.
Yeah, like grandma's. She's rolling over in the Irish bogs right now because you just said that.
But Ireland is doing really good right now. Booming population's doing good. Their GDP's growing.
Great.
And a big, huge tech scene.
See,
it's coming on and they have better taxes.
We're not tech guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
we're not.
Really, yeah.
Remember that comment? We're not tech guys.
Yeah. I hope he's listening. He can have a conversation with. We'd love to. So some might find these teachings conflict with their existing faith or belief system.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's not a con. That's a benefit.
Yeah. So Next, risk of dependency. There's a risk that individuals may become overly dependent on the teachings.
No. And this is leading them to disregard their own experience. It tells you to use your own experience. You become dependent on you should be dependent on your experience, not on belief.
Well, it's not even, they're telling you not to be dependent on the teachings. They're telling you to be dependent on yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have a higher self in you and Sadhguru says this is so beautiful. He's like, you don't need to read these books. You have the book in you.
I think one of the very first episodes we ever did together, remember I said that, how important it was? We were talking about like the SR-71 Blackbird. And I said, it's so important. And I said, people go to school reading all this stuff, but they never taught how to learn about themselves.
Right.
I think I honestly, if I'd have to go back. Maybe
Sadhguru got it from you. He's listening to your podcast.
Yeah, I wish.
He probably stole it from us.
I
doubt it.
I got to copyright that. Yeah.
But risk of dependency, leading them to discard their own experiences, intuition, or critical thinking skills.
No, that's wrong. The thing tells you to be critically thinking.
Yes. It
tells you to look at your catalyst. It doesn't want you to become dependent. Dependency is attachment. Attachment is against your free will. Mm-hmm. All right, ChatGPT fucked it up.
I think this is really important. I want to side note here on learning, because learning is to the individual.
Yeah,
specific. My learning lessons are totally different than yours. I'm going through different catalysts than you are.
Right,
and so I can't turn around and be like, "Well, you can only learn this way, Alexander." I can't do that.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. Well, that's what religion does.
Yeah.
And then the
people
10 Commandments.
Frustrated.
Oh, yeah. Here's how you get to heaven.
Yeah.
And so everybody has to do this. You need to wear this. You got to do this. You got to go this place.
Why couldn't it be like here?
The word commandment goes against your free will.
Yeah. But what do? Oh, what about recommendations? Mm-hmm. I recommend.
Yeah. We don't want you to kill other people.
Oh, yeah, so you have decent recommendations.
Yeah. We get, that's it. I don't know how cool it would be. Like Moses is coming off the mountain with these big 10 commandments. He's like, no, these are the recommendations.
He's like, I got
10 recommendations.
Guys, I was up from there. God. I was chatting it up. I was doped up, and I got all these recommendations.
Well, and then lightning came down and God inscribed these stone tablets.
And I'm jacked up. Like, I'm surprised I didn't die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is and God gave us 10 recommendations.
What mountain was he on?
Mount Sinai.
Thank you.
So leading them to discard their own experiences, intuition, or critical thinking skills? No. Next, lack of credibility. The channeled nature of the material can lead to skepticism and a lack of credibility in the eyes of many. I like how they worded that.
But remember we talked about this?
Yeah.
Previous episode? Everybody focuses on, it's being channeled. It's coming from like these things.
Aliens, yeah.
Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Look at the core of it. Forget all that nonsense.
Well, it's telling you to go look at nature. You can go out right now, walk outside in the dark or in the light, whenever, and you're going to see an owl at night.
You're talking about looking at you.
You're going to see a coyote. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Or you can look at the person.
I'm literally looking at.
Yeah, you're looking at nature.
Yeah, I'm
right now, and there's learning lessons.
Great.
So
I'm hearing nature.
Yeah, so you don't have. There's no belief in something that externally you can't see.
Correct.
So that makes no sense. Those who don't believe in channeling or similar metaphysical phenomena may dismiss the teachings outright.
Well, yeah, that's sure.
The reason you probably don't believe in channeling is 90% of it is bullshit.
Yeah. I'd probably say 99% of channelers are bullshit.
Yes, yeah.
And you know, they all got their channels, they're all on Gaia TV. I bet you 99% of them are frauds.
Yeah, or well, I mean, and Raw talks about this. You got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
What it's like tuning a radio into a frequency. What frequency are you turning it into?
Do you know?
Yeah.
But we've talked on many episodes. How do you recognize when something's going against your free will?
Yes.
It'll tell you if something's service to self or service to others.
I think a lot of spiritual books were just channeling from different entities.
Could have been from anyone under the sun.
I think when you look at even when you look at like Leonardo da Vinci, that's he was getting channeled. I think
Are you
personally
kidding me? Had to have been.
You look at Kevin Bacon. I mean, not Kevin Bacon, but who's the Bacon? Super famous
Francis Bacon.
Yeah, Francis Bacon. There we go. No, but all the stuff he came up with, and they think that he may be Shakespeare or whatever. You know, that had to be channel material.
Yeah,
the stuff. I've read tons of stuff from him.
It's got to be crazy amounts of ingenuity.
Right.
You're receiving impulses from somewhere else.
Yeah, and then the Quran. I've read even the 12-step material, Bill something people will know. I was reading over that, and it's like, take 100% responsibility to yourself. You have the answers inside of yourself. There's unity. When we get together, we're not going to talk about anything but, unity. You're not a victim to alcohol is not,
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's like, I think all of this stuff, I think a lot of it, to not believe in channeling is silly, because even Elon Musk says, like he said, I don't know, it just came to me. Well, come on.
Bullshit.
Where did that come from?
It's impulse. Those impulses came from somewhere.
And we're not tuned in.
Yeah.
I mean, we can send telescopes to look at, and we're getting signals and vibrationals.
We send signals out. You're not saying any of those things come in? You're not telling me that any of these listeners on here that you've never sat in a car and you shared a thought with somebody?
Well, we call it an epiphany or
epiphany.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever share a thought with Leah when you're driving around?
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's quiet. But you know what's cool about it? Car's a Faradic cage. You know what a Faradic cage is?
Yes.
Blocks all the electromagnetic energy.
Did Michael Faraday or something?
Michael Faraday cage.
Yeah.
Your microwave, you know that mesh screen on the front?
Mm-hmm.
Faraday.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Blocks the microwave from cooking.
I read his
brain.
autobiography. It was really cool. He was a really cool dude.
Well, that's why when you're in the car, it blocks out all the other stuff. No other signals. The only signal you get is the passenger. Oh, you're going to pick up on it. It's going to get shared.
Makes sense. Yes, yeah.
That's why you find a higher occurrence of shared thoughts in cars.
Well, I mean, just look at. I always picture like old school AM radio with the big antennas. I love all that stuff. And the old cool studios.
Yeah.
WARC.
And they got the warm tubes in it. Yeah.
But I mean, and then you saw like the RCA with the lightning bolts coming to the antenna.
Cool.
We're the same. We're an antenna.
That's all we are. Your head's a big parabolic thing. That's why if you stick your car keys under it, in my accent, you stick your car keys under it, what's it going to do? It increases the range.
Yeah,
it's really weird, huh?
Yeah, it's so silly to me that people don't believe in channeling.
It's so funny that
I just think a lot of it is service to self entities that are rolling in here trying to.
They're like, oh, that person's ready to listen.
They're easy and gullible. Yeah,
yeah. I love when you use the word silly.
Silly. Yeah.
It's silly.
It's silly. Yeah.
It is. It's totally silly.
I think it's just an old school, like old fashioned word. Like people would just be like, well, that's just, it's like, it shouldn't even be thought of.
Can we get a t-shirt that says it's silly? With the logo on the back.
That'd be cool. Yes. And then in conclusion, it says the Law of One Raw teachings can provide a thought provoking and expansive perspective on the universe and our place within it.
Fact.
However, as with any spiritual or philosophical system, it's crucial to approach it with a critical and open mind, balancing the insights gained with personal experience and understanding.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
I think that's pretty balanced.
I think we're starting to see AI come through.
Okay, the AI is becoming sentient.
No, the next we'll do this when 5.0 comes out or whatever, and see what it comes up
hey,
with.
let's see what it says about it now.
Yeah, it was interesting. I kind of misdid it when I did it the first one. So it kind of gave me, it didn't give me the pros and cons. It just gave me a description of the law one. So it put like Carla and Jim and all that, and it gave descriptions of each one.
Yeah.
It's good at that, But I like that we got the pros and cons. I thought that was awesome.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun. Is there anything we want to share with this group before we leave?
No, we're a 501c3. We exist off of your donations.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to sponsor the podcast, if you're a business that's out there and you'd like to sponsor us, we'd love to have a conversation with you. It's jason@higherdensityliving.com is my email.
Yeah. No blood-sucking vampire products, but things that are actually useful.
Fleshlights.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
That's useful. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people go for a discount, but
yeah, an HDL.
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome.
Does it vibrate?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, they'll be like, wow, those guys went downhill quick.
Yeah, exactly. Well, cool. Well, thanks guys. Appreciate it.